everybody, this is Scott with another Saturday service. This is a relatively short message as I am not in Los Angeles and I am in Northern California. I'm handling some family business here that I haven't put on the internet yet, and so I will not today. The primary messages I want to deliver this week. The song that comes to mind is Joni Mitchell's Both Sides Now. I'm just going to pin that here as a part of the message. Listen to that song, see how you feel about the lyrics, the poetry, and what that means for you. The second thing that I would like to add to this message is to listen to the other half, to be open to the other side. And I don't necessarily mean other people. I mean the other side of you. So here's what that means for me and what that looks like as a story. I have a saying, and I got it from someone, and I'm not exactly sure where it is, but that life is choice, free will, about 80% of the time. And about 20% of the time, it is circumstance or our spirits, our guiding forces that are moving us around the map. And I'd love to credit who gave me that, but I can't remember. It is, I'm shuffling my cards. I got the Alchemical Tarot here. To understand the other side that's causing the movement, to understand the impulse, to trust our intuition, to really understand this unknown part that's speaking to us or causing changes or movements in our lives, we have to really let go of this part of our self, this brain, this overthinking thing. And I'm not telling people not to think, because I'm a witch and I'm about knowledge and I'm all about thinking. Knowing, learning, understanding, words, language, right? Yes, those are all great things. But what I mean is that we can sometimes become enamored with our own visions, our own likes, our desires, our wants, our push towards what it is we'd like to see, our fears about what's going to happen in the world. And we miss maybe the way that the unseen forces, the current is speaking to us in our bodies, in our lives. This can show up then as movement, as changes that might seem startling when we don't understand what's happening. And what I like to remind myself is that it's in those moments that I let go of the control or let go of the really strong push to see what I want happen, right? For example, it might be as simple as planning a day and a trip and going to do something, and circumstances, it doesn't add up that way. There's a traffic delay, there's a telephone call, there's an emergency, there is something. Like today, I'm not recording the Saturday service until 11:13 at nighttime. I'm still keeping my commitment to it, because that's what I'm here for. This is the commitment I made. So I didn't have my regularly scheduled program, but I had to let go to really understand the movement. Where was the push and pull, the wax and wane? Where was it that I needed to be, right? I need to understand that there was something that was pulling at a very nature part of myself, a very natural feeling part of myself. I had to follow that. I had to trust that intuition. I was like, I want to go to Point Reyes. But my body was like, no, go to San Francisco, go to the AIDS Grove, which is probably one of the most sacred places in the whole park, and meditate there. Do this meditation that you know there in that park. So I did. I let go of what I wanted. I let go of the idealized version of what I thought was going to be the best for me, and I just followed that tug. You have to allow this lower part of ourselves that speaks in this way. Lower is not lesser. Lower is beautiful and dynamic and powerful. We have to let this lower part of ourselves that speaks through the body, that speaks through the gut, that speaks really with a true intuition for what it is that's needed to have its voice. To meet it on its terms is to listen to what the body says, is to listen to what we're feeling, is to listen to the impetus. We don't let it control us. We don't let, if it were a vehicle, if it were a horse, we don't let the horse set the track, right? We work with the horse, right? We work with the intuition, we work with the lower self, we work with the nature part of us, right? This spiritual thinking part of ourselves, we put it in the seat and we let it work together. And we listen. Go here for this thing. Okay, I'll see if I can make that happen. When I did that, the way was suddenly clear. Everything cleared up. It was smooth sailing. It was as if I suddenly understood that I needed to let myself go down a different path or a different current and arrive where I arrived. Which even then, after I did the meditation and sat in the grove, was not what I expected. It was not the information that I expected. So I got a lot of enriching experience out of it by being in the trees and in the silence of that dip in the park where the grove is at. And the solemnity and the sacredness of the space is really fantastic too. There's pictures on my Instagram. That's very important. It's very important. How do we listen to our own selves? How do we respect that part of ourselves that speaks in a language that's nonverbal? And how do we follow that and work with it, right? That's both sides now, right? For me, that's how that sort of came through, was both sides now. So I wanted to pull a card on that. What is it about listening to this other self that I got in there, right? What is it? What does that really mean, right? So here we go. We have the Two of Cups. This is the alchemical tarot, the Two of Cups. And they're sort of in this vessel that what's cooking in the below is creating this spirit above them, right? The two below are creating this spirit that's above them, the spirit that sort of guides them. The Two of Cups. Someone said to me, I think it was one of my friends, I think it was my friend Chris. He said the Two of Cups is walking into a room, you're at a party, you're at an event, Two of Cups, and you are having a conversation or you say something or do something and you meet someone's eyes across the room. And in that moment, there's a recognition. It passes back and forth, this kind of electric something. And you go, oh, of everyone here, suddenly they're technicolor, like they're very apparent. That's Two of Cups. It's not the lovers, right? It's not the lovers. It's not that's angelic energy and this big idea and all of the things that the lovers represents and implications of what the lovers represent. The Two of Cups is like the mini-me of the lovers, right? It's this zing that happens. It's this recognition that happens. It's this awareness and seeing truly through the surface of something to the depth of someone. It has no promises about what that will be or what that connection is. It may be for a moment. It may be for a day, right? It could be for a lifetime. We don't know. It's just 2 cups. It's boom, boom, that happens. But something sparks, something opens up, something is revealed, right? And we're here to be in these relationships with each other. We're here, honestly, I think, to be in relationship with everything that we do. And that may sound like a lot of work. And in some ways, it is. In other ways, it's not. It's just letting go of the control factors and just understanding that this moment that we're having together through this medium is a relationship. This relationship with the cards is important. With my body, with my feelings, my intuition, the spaces I am in, the land where I'm at, the food that I'm eating, and the food, who prepared my food and how the food got to me, and who I'm with while I consume it, and all of those things in relationship to the weather and the clothing. It's all relationships. It's all relationships. But it's emphasized in this week's message. Both sides now. Tap into the impulse. The voice of the impulse is not words. It's not articulate in the way that the middle self, the personality is. It's articulate in a way that tugs us at something. That tug, that recognition of the 2 of Cups is there to connect us to the next something that brings the spark in what we need. And that's what I look forward to discovering this week. Where's the spark? How are you pulled? How are you in relationship with that push-pull? Are you in conversation with it? Where does it lead you? Those are the questions I'm asking for this week's Saturday service. Just the 1 card. That's what I got. Where does it lead you? Blessed be. Blessed be. Blessed be. This is Scott K. Smith. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching. You can find me at starandstonellc.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I'm big on Threads. I like Threads. And here, YouTube. You can subscribe to these on Patreon at no cost by becoming a free member. It will be delivered to your inbox each time that I post them, and I post them on most Saturdays. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Bye.